This week, a story about technology pitfalls. Recently, I helped my son cash a check. He's newly returned to our area and doesn't yet have a local bank account. He did a small job for a friend and was paid a few $100. I agreed to deposit the check in my own account and then provide him with the cash. A seemingly harmless event, no? I do my personal banking at a small local credit union. They enticed me a few years ago with a low-cost mortgage. Their mobile banking solution seems pretty good. Mobile banking is significant importance to me as I'm constantly on the go. My son endorsed the check over to me and I deposited it using the credit union's mobile deposit mechanism. Easy peasy. I received acknowledgement of the deposit but no receipt. As I made the deposit on the weekend, I figured that the receipt would be forthcoming on the next business day. Come Monday morning, I received word that the deposit was not accepted. As this was a second-party check, it didn't surprise me that there might be a challenge, so I called the bank service line. Shouldn't be a big deal to clear up. I was told by the service rep that to deposit the check, my son would have to come into the bank along with me and show his ID. Now, if I wanted to drop into the bank, why would I have used the mobile deposit technology? Two people coming into the bank branch to deposit a check for a few $100? Not going to happen. So I did what any customer service maven would do. I asked for a supervisor. Sir, I'm sorry, it's our policy that such checks must be deposited in person, she said. My response, okay, may I speak to your supervisor? At that point, the call was dropped, which is a common occurrence in our rural county. My third call was placed to my local branch manager. Mr. Cleinman, it's our policy that you and your son must come into the bank to make such a deposit, she said. Now, besides my checking account, I have a couple of savings accounts at that bank and a significant untapped home equity line of credit. The bank's risk in processing a bad check is fully covered. I shared this with the manager, informed her that the check was from a family friend whom I would certainly vouch for, and suggested that all she had to do was put a hold on the check. I don't need the few $100 at this particular point. Okay, Mr. Cleinman, I have to call that department to get their permission to do so. An hour later, I received a voicemail that the check would be allowed for deposit. So 3 phone calls made by me, several made by bank employees to approve a deposit for which the bank has over 100 times the coverage in my accounts and for which the bank carries no risk. All deposits are subject to the bank's ability to collect. What's my point? New technology and old archaic policies don't mix. In this case, the bank's verification policy required a personal visit was out of the 1950s, while they're employing 21st century technology. It made absolutely no sense from a customer service or risk perspective. In this case, and it's happened to me in other situations, the benefit of 21st century technology backfired, creating a negative customer service experience. As you adopt more technology in your practice, whether payment systems, online appointment scheduling, or other patient service technology, make sure that your service policies and procedures are in sync. Each such implementation likely has implications on other areas of your practice. Be careful of unintended consequences.